Okay, fantastic. All looks like it is working fine, so we're going to get stuck into it. Welcome to the weekly meeting that we run for Jeunesse Global. My name is Aaron Biley. I'm a Diamond Director with Jeunesse Global. I've been with Jeunesse for almost 4 years coming up at the end of this month. And I'll kind of tell my story as we go through the presentation, but I want to give you guys as much value as humanly possible. We've got over 100 people on the call tonight, majority of which are looking at Jeunesse for the very first time. So whether you're someone that's looking at this just out of curiosity, or you've heard about the incredible products, which they are, or maybe you're looking to do some part-time income from home, or to turn that into a full-time income, or even quite a substantial rock star income, which I'm lucky enough to say that has worked out for me. So I reside up here in beautiful Noosa Heads in Queensland, which has been a dream of mine ever since I can remember. Certainly for the last 15 years since I've been in business, I've been striving to bring my kids up and live the lifestyle that Noosa can provide, work from home, and travel the world, living life on my terms. And lucky enough, being able to do that over the last few years, all thanks to this amazing industry and this amazing company. So people out there today, they're really hurting, whether you be employed, whether you be in traditional business. And this was me 4 or 5 years ago. I was from a traditional business background. I got into the fitness industry in around about 2001, 2002, mainly for the fact that I just wanted to be in business for myself. I didn't want to work for somebody. I read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad when I was about 20, 21, and it just set off some alarm bells for me where Robert Kiyosaki talks about 80% of the wealthy all own their own business. So all I knew is that I didn't want to work for somebody. I wanted to have a little bit of a different life. I didn't want mediocrity. I didn't want to work from 9 to 5. I didn't want to just get by and live paycheck to paycheck. I really wanted to get ahead, bring my kids up at great schools, travel the world, have the lifestyle where we could do what we were passionate about, where we could go and help people all over the world and live life on our terms. And so I got involved in business, and I got involved in the fitness industry because that's kind of my background, from a football and sporting background, and I loved it. I basically did that 4 weeks after reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, quit my job, sold my car, got into business, and I got involved in that fitness club for 5 years, built it up from one of the worst performing fitness clubs in the franchise group to number one winning franchisee of the year just a few years later. So I ran that club for 5 years, moved to Sydney. I sold those I started up 2 more fitness clubs in Sydney, and it was going along okay. But, as you get into your late 20s, I'd been involved in the industry for almost 10 years. You quickly become aware that it's not about the income at all. It really is about lifestyle. It's about choices. It's about freedom. That's what it's all about. And so I didn't really focus anymore on the income because I was quite miserable. I was working 100 hours per week. I had the income, but I didn't have the lifestyle. And there was no way that, I would look at starting a family in those current circumstances where I was getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, getting home at 9 o'clock at night. And I was doing that 7 days a week with a gym in Ryde and a gym in Burwood. So I started looking for the new age of business. So I started looking for that lifestyle business. And I remember sitting there at the end of a long day in the gym, typing into Google best residual income opportunities. And that set me on a journey to find out about the new age of business, because I had lots and lots of dreams ever since I was a kid, ever since I got into business. I basically envisioned myself living up in Noosa, sitting on the beach making $1 million. Instead, on this particular day, I'd been up since 5 o'clock that morning. It was now 9, 10 o'clock at night, and I was searching for the new age of business. And I was so far from the lifestyle that I thought getting into business would provide for me that I was so determined to make it happen. And I knew there were people making big money, on eBay and with membership websites and ebooks and all these different types of things where they didn't have any staff, they didn't have many overheads, they had low risk, and it was relatively cheap to get involved online building a global business. And so I went on that journey. I found the network marketing industry had really matured, had really come of age, where my perception of that pre 2008 was basically door knocking and ringing Uncle Bob 5 times a week until we wore him down and he said yes. And for me, that wasn't what I was looking for, And I remember they used to teach in network marketing seminars the 20-year plan, be consistent, stick at it part time for 20 years. It's still better than working for somebody for 40 years and retiring broke. 95% of people that work 9 to 5 up to the age of 65 do not retire with any sort of financial security. Only 5% of people that do that have some financial security at the age of 65. And I didn't want to be a 30-year-old personal trainer, a 40-year-old personal trainer, and I sure didn't want to be in that 95% at 65 years of age. So I did something about it. I jumped on a webinar just like this. I jumped on an event and I was just blown away by the amount of income that people were making part-time within 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. And it was all because of this perfect storm. And the major thing behind that was technology. We look at what we're doing here tonight. I'm speaking from my home office in Noosa. I'm speaking to over 100 people in different countries all around the world about this incredible opportunity. Okay, I'm putting in 1 hour of work to do that. Now, to talk to over 100 people the old school way, on the landline, face-to-face at meetings, that's going to take me weeks and weeks, if not months and months to do. So the new age of business is well and truly here, where we could build a global business quickly instead of a local business slowly. And I had to look at the trends, I had to look at the statistics of this industry, and I just had to become a part of it. I mean, 200 million people are expected to join it in the next decade, meaning that in the next 10 years, there'll be more people that join than have joined in the last 50 years. 1 in every 8 homes now is some type of home-based business, whether it be your gym's mowing or a bookkeeping or a network marketing, a party plan, people working from home. The network marketing industry itself is a $180 billion industry, and at the moment growing very, very quickly. The mainstream media's picked up on it, on the news and on blogs, and here's 40 pages in the Wall Street Journal, the most respected newspaper in the financial niche in the world, calling it the ultimate social business model and why now is prime time for direct selling. You had Richard Branson and Donald Trump start their very own network marketing companies. These guys know the trends. These guys know where the money is, and they wanted to be part of that industry. Bill Gates famously, in an interview in 2010, someone asked him, Bill, if you had to start again and it wasn't computers, what would you do? And he said, I would do network marketing. You can look that up, a quotation in an interview. Warren Buffett, again, one of the smartest investors of our time, has bought outright or shares in over a dozen different network marketing companies now. And again, in the media saying that his first direct sales company, the Pampered Chef, was the best cash-on-cash return that he's ever made. Now, I'm sure he's made some pretty good returns. And so when the share market was crashing, 2008, 2009, the top half a dozen to the top 10 publicly traded direct sales companies went up on an average of over 250% in their share price. What was Warren Buffett buying? He was buying direct sales companies and direct sales companies shares. He understands the trends. He understands that in this economy, these types of companies' profits and sales go up and up and up. So let's talk about this perfect storm of events from 2008 to today, and it's just getting stronger and stronger and bigger and bigger. Again, we spoke about technology. Webinars are a perfect example. This business, just like just about every other business, is a trust business, a people's business, a relationship business. You would have heard the saying, people love to get into business with people they know, like, and trust. Okay, and the quickest way to do that is catch up with someone face to face, go and have a coffee or a beer. Okay, but today we can come into people's living rooms through a YouTube video. We can show people our lives and our personalities and our families' lives and personalities through Facebook, through Twitter, okay, through social media. By the time we've spoken to them or caught up with them, they already made a judgment call on whether they know us, like us, and trust us. Okay, so it's being in people's faces, it's building relationships globally on steroids. Very leveraged way to do that. You can think about smartphones as well. I mean, I build 90% of my whole business on my smartphone. And look at the economy. Okay, so since 2008, people are no longer confident that they're going to have a job for the rest of their life. People don't go and work for the same company for 40 years anymore. They could get made redundant through the economy, through technology. Okay, traditional business is hurting. People aren't doing as well with that. They don't want high overheads, high risk businesses anymore. They want the new age of business. So the worse the economy goes, the more this industry picks up. The baby boomers are now around about their mid 60s to early 70s, or early 60s to early 70s. So they've come of that age where they're looking for the products that Jeunesse has. Also, too, that 1 billion people worldwide, all of that similar age group that want similar products, okay, that really dictate the economy and what's purchased. Well, they need secondary income sources as well, because they don't really want to work through till 65, 70. But the share market wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. Neither is superannuation, neither is real estate for the majority of baby boomers. So they're looking for our business and our products. Then you got Gen Y, okay, or known as the Millennium Generation. Okay, now this is the most entrepreneurial group of individuals that we've ever seen. When surveyed, this group, 60% of them said, I want to be an entrepreneur. Okay, so 60% didn't necessarily want to go to university, get a corporate job. Okay, but they sure didn't want to get a $10 an hour traineeship either. Okay, if you've ever met a Gen Y, so under 30, they want to be the general manager on day one. They want to be on 150 grand on day one. Okay, and I love that about them. But they said the hindrance that they had was they had an idea or an invention, or they wanted to buy a franchise. The bank wouldn't give a 22-year-old kid $250,000 to start a business. So what do they turn to? They turn to a low-cost business such as network marketing, where they're already great on social media and technology, and away they go, the perfect network marketing group. 50% of everyone joining this industry at the moment is in that age group. And then we have the rising middle class of Asia, which is the fastest growing area in network marketing. And so again, we've never had all these things come together at the one time. I remember James Packer saying, you find a product line and a business model that the rising middle class throughout Asia is fanatical about, that's the biggest wealth creation tool you'll ever see in your lifetime, bigger than the internet. Put that in perspective, there's more middle class now in China alone than the whole population of the USA. Credit card in one hand, internet in the other hand, fanatical about this business model and our products. And look, I didn't really have relationships or marketing skills throughout Asia, or obviously speak the language, but people in Sydney knew people in China, who knew someone in Malaysia, who knew someone in Taiwan, and so forth, and my business took off throughout that Asian marketplace. And this combination of events, of me getting involved in the network marketing industry at the right particular time, with the right company, with the right mentors, and over the last 4 years has seen me. This is my apartment here. Not a very good photo, but I took it with the old Nokia mobile phone when I lived in Sydney. That was the first apartment that I moved into. Very small 1-bedroom apartment, 30-second walk down to my gym. I didn't really know where to live in Sydney when I moved from Adelaide to Sydney, and the company that I was working for got me this accommodation. And when my wife, who was then my girlfriend, moved over 6 months later, yeah, she said this is probably not going to do. But, I didn't mind it so much living there by myself, and that's about all I could afford at the time. And I sort of fast forward to today, and, we don't live in the hustle bustle, and that was our choice to live a bit more of a lifestyle place. And I've always loved Noosa Heads, and this is the house I live in at the moment here on Sunshine Beach in Queensland, with my wife Nicole and 14-month-old now Cruz, and we just love life. We work from home. We live the Sunshine Coast lifestyle. When it needs to happen, I travel all around the world, and I speak about this industry. I speak about the new age of business. I speak about Jeunesse to anyone that wants to get ahead in life, anyone that's got a similar story, a similar mindset, anyone that's hungry for something better, because I honestly believe there's no better business model on the planet today. And we'll talk a little bit about why Jeunesse is the standout company within this industry. See, I don't call myself Mr. Jeunesse or Mr. Network Marketing. I call myself an entrepreneur. And if there was a better business model out there today that could give me extra income, that could help more people, that could give me residual income this quickly, I'd be doing it. I wouldn't be doing network marketing, but there isn't. And I've looked high and low, and I've tried every single different type of business model online that you can imagine, and I've had some success with some and dismal failures with other. But what I know is there's nothing that'll give you this much residual income this quickly as network marketing if you choose the right company. So when I sat down that night in the gym and I looked at the network marketing industry, and over the next few days and weeks and months, really kept on studying it and decided that I was going to get involved in the new age of network marketing and give it a real go. And I understood what it took to be successful. I'd done all the personal development and mindset and read all the books. And so I basically got involved in a mastermind group with network marketing guys that had proven to earn millions of dollars over the years. Because one thing I always learned was don't take advice from your broke mates if you want to get ahead financially. Okay, don't take advice from people that haven't done what you want to achieve. And so I knew that if I wanted to become a 6 or 7-figure income earner in network marketing, I needed to find someone that had really, truly done it. Not just said they've done it, but I needed proof that they've done it. They were living the lifestyle that I wanted to live. And so I teamed up with a group of people that fit into that category. And then it became, I want to choose the right company within this industry, because there are literally tens of thousands of companies that fit into this. So we got together, and lucky enough, we all decided to get involved in network marketing with the right company. But it took us 12 months to find the company that we believed would give us the best chance of success, and the everyday average person that joined us the best chance of success quickly and for the long term. And it was really an enjoyable journey of research, because I went back and researched the whole direct sales industry back 160 years, researched network marketing back, around about 60, 70 years, and realized that the anti-aging market wasn't just the best-selling industry over that time, but it's the biggest growing market worldwide inside network marketing or outside network marketing at the moment, expected to be $1 trillion industry by 2025. I mean, that's just huge amounts of growth when you look at our aging population. That's the niche you want to be in. I looked at this company called Jeunesse, and it started to get me interested. Lyndon Biernoff was looking at Jeunesse with a lot of interest, and we kept ticking all the boxes of criteria that we had, and we thought this could be the company that we're looking for after 12 months of searching and plenty of trips to the US talking to scientists and owners. And we decided to go over to Orlando to meet with the owners of this company called Jeunesse Global. And the more I looked at it, the more I loved it. But I asked myself the question, as a guy that grew up on a farm in the middle of nowhere, that played football, that had never used even a moisturizer in his life, one criteria that I had was, it needs to make sense from a business standpoint, but I need to be passionate about what I'm doing and the product line. I can't be a used car salesman. I need to believe in what I'm talking about. And skincare to me was a girly thing, and that's what I looked at. But that was a pretty naive thinking as an entrepreneur. So I said, okay, look, I'm going to look at this from an entrepreneurial point of view. If 80% of people that are doing network marketing today are female, what do they love to use and talk about? Skincare, absolutely. James Packer talking about the rising middle class of Asia, they're fanatical about skincare. tick that box. It's a recession-proof product line. Throughout the hard times, people may give up a gym membership, they may give up their jungle juice and nutritional products and eat healthy and go for walks, but they would rather starve than give up their skincare line, their makeup line, their beauty line. And that's been proven throughout every depression and recession. So it's a recession-proof product line. And then I look back at all the billion-dollar companies over the last 160 years, and 99% of them, guess what their biggest selling product range was throughout that time? Skincare. Absolutely. So from an entrepreneurial point of view, I knew I needed to be in that skincare, anti-aging niche and that nutritional niche. Nutrition was my comfort zone because I come from the fitness industry. I'd studied it, I learnt it, I loved it. But now from an entrepreneurial point of view, the skincare made sense. And I thought to myself, you know what? I don't want to look 40 when I hit 40, and I don't want to look 50 when I hit 50. So I'm open to trying the products myself. I always kind of wanted to, but to be honest, I was never going to go out shopping for skincare. It just wasn't going to happen. So it kind of fell into my lap in that sense. I tried the products, fell in love with them, got great results. My wife got great results. We were hooked on it. I use the products every single day and night now, and just got absolutely incredible results, and away we went. So I'm passionate about the business side of things because you've got to be in that niche to make the most amount of money as quickly as possible and to have it residual. And also that helps me to help other people to live their dreams financially because of such amazing products. How do we stand out from that marketplace of skincare when it is quite popular and saturated? Well, a little couple of words called stem cell technology. And I really believe that's what's helping Jeunesse grow so quickly. So we believe that Jeunesse could be the next billion-dollar brand. We came back to Australia from Orlando at the end of 2011 and we went to work. Now, I only was able to put in 7 hours per week into this business model part-time. So if you're looking at this and you're thinking I'm pretty busy, well, I don't know too many people that were busier than me at that stage, playing football in Sydney, 2 gyms, working 100 hours a week, up at 5, home at 9. I worked this business from about 9 p.m. till midnight, when I could. And that's all I really put into the business to start with. So it was a part-time effort, and I was able to replace my income within 9 months. So I sold my gyms 3 months after that, went full-time after 12 months, and the rest is kind of history. To put that in perspective of $1 billion, Jeunesse will hit that $1 billion mark at the end of this year. We did $120 million in the month of June with 116,000 new signups, and we've done that again in July, done that again in August, and smashed through that mark in September this year. Now, to put that in perspective for you guys, that'll take us to only the 20th network marketing company in history to ever reach $1 billion in annual sales. But it'll only be the 11th company out of the US that's DSA approved. So a company that does $1 billion in annual sales only comes along about once every 10 to 15 years. So it's very, very rare to see. But then if you're a part of that company, that's even rarer. So we've had this great opportunity to be part of this $1 billion company. And that's where me and you, the distributors, have the most opportunity to tap into that from a financial point of view. So really incredible to let you know as well, previous to what we'll do, the fastest companies to do it are companies that I really respect, such as Amway. An amazing company doing over $10 billion per year. They hit $1 billion in annual sales in about the 90s. It took them 21 years to achieve that. Then Nu Skin came along and knocked them off their perch and did it in 20 years. Jeunesse will do it in 6 years, putting us on par with companies like Facebook and Google and eBay and Apple, doing it in around about 5 to 7 years with all those companies. So it's an incredible journey. We're so lucky. I really believe that Jeunesse is going to go on and be a $2 a 4, a 6, a $10 billion company over the coming, decade or so. And so the opportunity right now is fantastic. It's established, and every system is working perfectly with so much growth all around the world to do. When I started, the system wasn't exactly fantastic. We were paying for product in US dollars, and we were paying $60, $70 for shipping. We had no customer service, no brochures, no marketing, 2 products. Now we have, local shipping, local dollars, general managers, customer service, all the fantastic staff to help us to build. It's very streamlined from a customer point of view and a business point of view. So great timing to be getting involved in this company called Jeunesse Global. Other things that we were looking for was something that was, younger than 10 years. We didn't want an old company that had kind of run its race. We wanted something obviously that could go on to be a multiple billion-dollar company. We wanted something that had single private ownership without other investors, other owners, or debt to start the business. That's really important for your longevity. I mean, you never have a crystal ball of what will happen, but it puts the odds in your favor that the company's going to be around for a long time. And of course, we spoke about the products. We wanted to be global. We wanted to be a member of the Direct Selling Association. That's always the number one thing you should look at, again, for longevity, and to know that the company is a rock solid, legitimate company that's doing all the right things. And over the years, the growth has been phenomenal. Jeunesse has doubled in size every year since it started, and every year since I've been involved in it. So after its 3rd year, in 2012, it was doing $127 million. It doubled to 256, doubled to 418, double again by the end of this year to $1 billion in annual sales. And it'll reach number 38 on the Direct Selling Association list of top 100 companies. Now, there's never been a company that's been 6 years old before ever get inside the top 50, let alone top 40. And, the ranks will come out again early 2016. We're certainly going to be inside the top 20, if not the top 15 companies. Never, ever been done before by a company as young as Jeunesse. We've won lots of awards along the journey. It really is an outstanding professional company with professional corporate team. They employ over 400 people all around the world now. We've been on the Inc. 500 magazine's fastest growing private companies, number 1 in the network marketing industry. We won the Rising Star Award. So many awards along the journey, both in the network marketing arena and also too just in business awards in the US. Here are the founders of the company, and one of the last thing I had to tick off when I was looking at this from an entrepreneurial point of view was I sat down with these guys at dinner in September of 2011, and I said to the guys, Wendy, Randy, what is your long-term strategy with this company? Are you going to build it up to be worth hundreds of millions, over $1 billion, and then sell it off? What are your goals with this company? And they looked me in the eye and said, Aaron, we'll never sell this company. We're setting this company up to be long-term. We're setting this company up to be a legacy company. We'll be around long after we've gone. The first 3 years that we're building this company, we don't care about the growth or the sales. We want to set a platform of a company that can grow at its own pace, that can be around for the next 100, 200 plus years. And that's all I needed to hear. These guys are the most genuine, down-to-earth entrepreneurs that I've ever met in my life. Many CEOs and company owners in this industry, look, they make hundreds of millions of dollars. They walk around with bodyguards a lot of the time and barely talk to distributors. These guys take the time to sit down with you. They get their hands dirty on the Jeunesse charity. They're going to these villages, adopting villages with their own money. They're the most down-to-earth, genuine owners that are building this company for the right reasons. But they're just fantastic entrepreneurs as well. Wendy's been voted top 20 most influential women in the industry the last 2 or 3 years in a row, and last year won the Female Entrepreneur of the Year award. Incredible mathematician, wrote the most lucrative pay plan for our company that I've ever come across. Randy, well, man, he's got the best rags to riches story that I've ever heard. Every time I watch the video on Randy Ray, I get emotional, from where he came from as a child to how hard he worked to not have that for his family, and to then, win a contract with NASA that won him millions of dollars to starting up his own software companies to sell them for hundreds of millions of dollars, and then to start Jeunesse, winning Florida Businessman of the Year a couple of years in a row, and really taking the network marketing industry into the new age. So that's a bit about the company, which we had to tick off. It's a little bit about the opportunity in the industry, which we had to tick off. And really, why is Jeunesse the fastest growing company in the world? Why is everyone talking about it? Yes, it's all the things we just spoke about: great ownership, great corporate team, great products, but it really comes down to these words of stem cell technology. I mean, you just can't argue with what stem cells can do for the human body. And when we apply it to a skincare range, we take the growth factors. There's no more natural or powerful way to help your skin to look like it did 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Okay, I mean, they're regrowing human livers in Japan with stem cells. They're regrowing cartilage in football players' knees with their own stem cells, breast tissue. Stem cells have their own intelligence. They know what to become. They can become cartilage, they can become skin, they can become blood cells, they can become bone. They've regrown a whole jaw back of a guy that had a cancer cut out the side of his face. So those stem cells had to become blood cells. They had to become skin cells, had to become bone to regrow that whole jaw structure back. And so that's really, why stem cells are in the media all the time, on blogs, on TV, radio, magazines, in a positive light. People now know that stem cells are the future of medicine. And when we talk about it in a skincare range, everybody wants to know about it. It is so marketable. Dr. Nathan Newman discovered that, we don't need to go down the umbilical cord and embryo cord like they did in the 80s, maybe the 90s as well, where it was so popular and the potential of stem cells was so great that even the controversy of harvesting those stem cells that way, that was still considered to do research there. It only got voted by one vote to not go ahead due to integrity reasons by Congress. And so stem cell research really got put on the back burner. Dr. Newman discovered that we can actually get more stem cells, better stem cells, from adipose tissue, from our body fat, okay, from adult body fat, okay, nothing to do with child's or embryos or anything like that. And so billions of dollars was poured back into stem cell research again, because now we're able to harvest stem cells really easily without any controversy. And so Dr. Newman was a leading frontier of that, and he's performing stem cell lifts on the face and cartilage operations, regrowing breast tissue for ladies that had double vasectomies, things like this. And as a byfactor of that, he created the Luminous skincare line. And Randy Ray, who we just met, discovered this Luminous range. And so he actually went to see Dr. Newman because Randy had no cartilage left in his knee. And he was going to get the operation done of stem cells out, injected into his knee to regrow cartilage, which was very successful for him. And he said, man, I didn't even know they were doing this with stem cells, like most of us didn't. Okay, and he was actually going to go to China to get this done. Researched Dr. Newman in California, and a successful operation was done. He said to Dr. Newman, what else are you doing with this technology? And Dr. Newman said, well, I've actually made a skincare line called Luminous from the growth factors that are left behind when the stem cells communicate. It's the communication process. And Randy said, great, does it work? And Dr. Newman showed him some results, some scientific studies, some before and after pictures. And he said that I sell about 50 of these per month to my Hollywood elite clients, and they love it. And Randy said, how would you like to sell 500,000 of those per month all around the world? And Dr. Newman said, well, that would be awesome, but I have no business experience. I'm not a good marketer. Randy said, I do. And that's how Jeunesse was born, with one bottle of serum and one box of reserve. They partnered up. Jeunesse was formed, and away it went. So now we have this full product range here of the night cream, which has about 15% of the growth factors in it, and a DNA patent pending formulation to help the skin cells repair at nighttime. Really powerful for recovery. It feels like liquid velvet. You'll feel the results straight away when you put on that night cream. The serum there, that's the flagship product. 85% of that whole formulation in the serum are pure growth factors derived from adult stem cell technology. Over 220 growth factors that we all have in our skin right this second naturally. Unfortunately, as we get older, the growth factors start to disappear. They don't communicate, they don't replenish, and our skin gets thinner. We look older, fine lines and wrinkles. Okay, now if you could get that collagen to start performing again, that elastin to come back into the skin, regrow new skin cells, plump up the skin, then our skin looks younger again. Okay, that's how it works. Just like we looked 5 years ago, 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. I'll show you some pictures in a second. You've also got the cleanser and exfoliator, an essential body renewal where you can rub that everywhere. The ultimate lifting mask, put on the mask, leave it on for 20 minutes, take it off, you'll see instant results. If you've got a party to go to and you put the mask on, you'll be amazed at the difference around the eyes, the mouth, the forehead. And then the daily moisturizer complex, SPF 30 in that one. I use that a lot up here in Noosa in the summertime to not get sunburnt. All backed by science, guys, really important to know. So if you see products that have stem cells written on there and it's not a Jeunesse product, then I can guarantee you it's a plant-based stem cell line, okay, from rose petals or algae or seaweed or apples or something, okay, very popular. But there's no scientific evidence to show that plant-derived stem cells can do anything for human skin whatsoever, replenish our growth factors. Apples are good for apples, humans are good for humans, right? So we've got thousands of clinical studies done on human stem cell technology, growth factors with human skin. And this one here in particular is just really cool. It's really simple to understand. It's a $40,000 machine in Dallas, Texas. Put your face up to this machine and it'll measure at a cellular level things like your spots, okay, your pores, your wrinkles, your texture. Okay, so this lady here, 79, 46, 71, 34. Not too bad on spots and wrinkles. Pretty poor on pores and texture. 60 days after using the Luminesce line, she's basically in the top 90 percentile for every aspect of her skin, remeasured in that same machine. And the company actually said, which has nothing to do with Jeunesse, that they're the best results that they've ever seen since having that machine with any skincare line. So we've gathered some before and after pictures up, from people in our team. And again, this speaks universally. Doesn't matter what language you speak, when you see this before and after picture, people will say, get me some of that product immediately in whatever language they're speaking, because pictures speak in all languages, and everyone at any country, of any culture, wants to look younger. No one wants to look older. And so this lady here, she's just replenished those growth factors, that collagen, that elastin, to allow her to look, I don't know, maybe 7 young years different in that photo. And that's what it does. It just replenishes those growth factors, that collagen, that elastin. It's great for acne scarring, psoriasis, eczema, things like that it wasn't really designed to do. But the global aspect is, let me look younger. I'm trying it on the back of one of my hands at the moment. So I've been putting it on the back of my right hand and not my left hand. I'm just looking at it at the moment and see a big difference, actually. I've only been doing that for about the last few weeks. There's a lady here on the Sunshine Coast, Amanda Gore, who took it to a whole new level. She's been putting it on half of her face for the last few months. And I have so much respect for that. I mean, it is an incredible showcase of what the product can actually do. And I mean, the belief level just goes through the roof when you see Amanda. She looks 30 years old on one side of her face and 55 years old on the other side of her face. People are walking up to her and saying, have you had a stroke? I mean, one eye is so lifted and so smooth, the other eye is baggy. And it's the same around her mouth, forehead, and it just looks incredible. So that's a huge before and after picture, or a half picture snap. You may not want to do that, guys, because trust me, the products do work. Put it on half of your hand, and you can show people that. But check out Amanda's photos on Facebook; they're just incredible. And you'll get people lining up for the products because you become a walking billboard. And again, you go and try and sell a weight loss product throughout Asia. That's not going to work. You go skincare, it's going to go viral. Okay, so you got to have something global in today's marketplace that everyone wants, because the online world is so small. So guys, that's our Luminesce range. We've also added to that with a product called Instantly Ageless. Now, this product single-handedly took the US market from doing $2 million per month up to $15 million per month in a 90-day period. People just recognize the business opportunity around a product that works in 2 minutes, and people literally trip over themselves to get this product on hand. Mostly use it for the bags under the eyes, the lines, the wrinkles, the dark lines under the eyes. And look what that does. You don't realize how much older you look with those bags and lines under the eyes. So in just 2 minutes, you can get rid of, I've seen it work on myself. I've used it where I've had a late night up working and I've got an early morning meeting, the real dark bags under my eyes, put on the Instantly Ageless and they're gone straight away in a minute or two. Incredible product. You really want to get your hands on that. Go onto YouTube and look at Instantly Ageless 2-minute video. It's incredible. So, result of all the stem cell technology, Instantly Ageless, we're the only company that has this science. A lot of the media have wanted to do stories on our product line. We've been featured in Vogue, Cosmo, just about every beauty blog and magazine you can think of. So that's really great for our credibility and to make your job easier when you're showing it to people. It's really great to see. Let's talk about the nutritional products, because we all know that we really age from the inside. We spend 3 to 5 times more money on how we look than on our health. And it kind of makes sense, I guess, where you wake up in the morning, you look at your face and go, God, I've got to do something about that, where we don't see our insides. I'm sure if we could see our liver and our heart, we would probably spend a lot more money looking after our internals, but we just don't. Out of sight, out of mind. But that's really where we age. That's where our lifestyle comes from, our longevity comes from, and our long-term health comes from. And we've got such incredible scientists and doctors on our medical advisory board. Dr. Vincent Giampapa here is kind of like the grandfather of the anti-aging industry, first board certified anti-aging doctor. The Gene Makeover, these books, doctors study and read their textbooks and books if you want to study anti-aging from a medical point of view. He's just been nominated for a Nobel Prize the last 2 years in a row for his leading research on stem cell technology. And one of the products that we first got through Dr. Vincent Giampapa was what's called AMPM. AMPM will really help to protect and repair our DNA. You see, every day we put our body through toxins, pollutants, stress, negative thoughts, alcohol, bad diet, soft drinks, you name it. Everything we already know is bad for us creates more and more free radicals. Again, not such a concern when we're young, because free radicals bounce around. Our body is designed to withstand it. If the free radicals do get into the nucleus of our cell and damage our genetic makeup, such as our DNA, not such a big deal. Our body will protect it, or if it does get damaged, it will repair it. A bit like when we do a hamstring when we're 10 years old, we're back playing footy the next week or probably the next day. You do a hamstring at 40, you're still trying to get over it 2 years later. We just don't heal and recover like we used to. And if the free radicals do get into the nucleus of a cell as an adult, over 30, 35, 40 plus, that's how we really can start to age really badly. And that's really sets off the risk of all the lifestyle diseases that we're aware of. It's the start of aging badly and not having longevity. Okay, now our body could, again, like the skincare, naturally do what it used to do 5 years ago, 10 years ago, where it protects and heals better internally. Would anyone be interested in that? Absolutely. And so that's what AMPM does. It helps to protect that genetic makeup, that most important cell that we have. If it starts to get damaged and replicates, we're in a whole lot of trouble. So it protects that from happening. And if it does get damaged, again, helps us to repair it like we used to when we were younger. It also helps to produce healthy stem cells, the most important cell in our body. It also helps to slow down the shortening of telomeres, which are really our aging clock. I'll talk more about them later on. And it also helps to switch on an anti-aging gene called a sirtuin gene, okay, which for the 80% of the Western world is never ever activated. And that's basically our longevity gene. If that's activated, you live longer. Scientifically proven in all the blue zones around the world where that anti-aging gene is switched on, mostly due to them eating less calories than we do. Okay, basically having a legume plant diet, 300-400 calories a day maximum, one meal a day will switch on that anti-aging gene. Now, I'm open to doing that, but probably not. I kind of like my food, like to have dinner, but I would love my anti-aging gene to be switched on. So I take 2 a.m.s in the morning, 2 p.m.s at night, and it does everything we just spoke about. So think about Jeunesse as the closest thing to the fountain of youth that science can actually back up and support in 2015. They will never release an everyday average product like most network marketing companies. Okay, most network marketing companies have a very good multivitamin. Jeunesse refused to do that. Yes, AMPM will do everything a multivitamin will do, a probiotic and essential oil will do, but it does all those space age things we just spoke about as well. And that's why Jeunesse will only release products like that internally and externally. Another example of that is reserve. Okay, the main ingredient, the super ingredient in this is resveratrol. You may have heard of resveratrol. You may have heard that red wine is good for you. The reason red wine is good for you is because it has resveratrol in it. It comes from the skin of a red grape. Now you can buy resveratrol from really good health food shops around Australia and overseas in a tablet form, in a powder form. The problem with that is it comes from a red grape. It's already been oxidized. It doesn't get absorbed into the body, so you'll waste a lot of that potency of that resveratrol. Our product comes from a mulberry, so it's twice as potent as a red grape. Okay, it's also mixed in with other superfruits in this special package that you see here. Okay, so it's all put in and packaged straight away, so that gel formulation has never seen oxygen until you tear it open and suck it down. So what that means is, number one, we all know that gel gets absorbed into the bloodstream a lot quicker. Number two, hasn't been oxidized, so we get all the 100% of all the nutrition that we need from that resveratrol. And again, go to pubmed.com or Google and look up resveratrol, the most researched antioxidant in the world. Harvard University called it a modern miracle, and many scientists believe it could hold the key to the fountain of youth. That's how much they put up there with resveratrol. I mean, this has been sold to pharmaceutical companies for billions of dollars, this research. Jeunesse, according to scientific study, has the most potent source of resveratrol that you can buy because of the reasons that we just said. And that's according to a CAP-A test of how many antioxidants are in this incredible product. So give that one a grade. Great for the immune system, great for energy, great for longevity, really great healthy product. VitaCell, again, not a product that I took really up until recently of, again, I just love learning things about health, and not just at a cellular level, but at a genetic level, and alkaline blood and DNA repair, DNA protection, telomeres. I love learning all about that. And one big one that I kind of had missing was cleansing, detoxing. You know, getting rid of those heavy metals and toxins in our body is so vital for everything else to work well. That's where VitaCell comes into play. Great detoxer, great cleanser. If you've got high cholesterol, I would highly recommend getting on this product and trying it out. It's actually made from a special kind of rice in Thailand where they made it for malnutrition children. Put it in the water, mix it around, they got all the nutrition that they needed, but found that it had incredible results in adults as well. So this was the number one selling product in another network marketing company that Jeunesse acquired, and now doing great things here in Jeunesse. So I chuck that in with my shakes in the morning. Love it. Finity, my goodness, have a look at this product. I mean, this is just an absolutely incredible product where you tell people about it and they barely believe it. I mean, if you're not up with this level of anti-aging and science, it can blow your mind. If you're kind of up with it, you just get excited. But we spoke briefly about telomeres with AMPM, that they can slow down the shortening of telomeres. Well, Finity can re-lengthen telomeres. The only product scientifically accepted, proven, that can re-lengthen premature shortening telomeres. What are telomeres? Telomeres, think about them like this: the long, smooth, hard bit at the end of your shoelaces, except they're at the end of your chromosomes. Okay, the Nobel Prize in the medical section in 2009 was won by a scientist who discovered that with every time a cell divides in our body from the day we're born, those telomeres start shortening. Okay, now when those telomeres disappear, we die. So it really is the most important part of our aging clock. Excitingly, you can now go into the US. There's about half a dozen experts, medical experts in the US that can test your telomere length. So you can go and get your blood pressure done, your blood sugars done, all the normal stuff, and say, hey, can you test my telomeres as well? So you might go in there and say, Aaron, okay, you're 37 years of age, but your telomeres look like a 60-year-old. What are you doing? You need to really improve your lifestyle choices and get on some of this TA65, this Finity. Well, they might say, Aaron, your blood tests are back, you're 37 years of age, but your telomeres look perfect, long, smooth, they look great like a 20-year-old. Keep on doing what you're doing. So you can now get that done as a test. TA65, which is in our Finity product, we have the license to it in network marketing, can re-lengthen premature shortening telomeres. Okay, if you've already got healthy telomeres that are shortening at a normal rate, okay, it's going to slow that down, but it's not going to re-lengthen them. So don't worry, you're not going to turn into Benjamin Button and look 12 years old again, okay? So it's not quite the fountain of youth, but it's the damn closest thing I've ever seen. Incredible testimonials from Finity. Zen Body, again, just fits into that anti-aging niche, natural product. Always been a bit skeptical about fat loss and weight loss products, but I love this science behind it of the amino acids, the African mango seed extract, the protein behind it, where again, we're just encouraging the body to do what it did 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, just like the skincare, just like the AM, PM, etc. Okay, so it's helping our body to burn body fat as an energy source again, like we used to. It's helping our body to get rid of the body fat and blocking the leptin signals from our brain to our body so that we're not always feeling hungry. We don't feel like we have to snack because we don't. Okay, it's just our brain telling us that we have to. All right, and it's helping us to keep on producing lean muscle mass over the age of 30, where our body wants to get rid of 1% lean muscle every year, add a percentage of body fat as we age. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. Okay, do resistance training, keep fit, add this into your routine, and it's going to help that metabolism speed up, burn body fat, not make you feel hungry, and encourage lean muscle mass. So again, you're looking younger, burning fat, lower body fat percentage, looking fantastic. So that's our product range, guys. How do we turn that into a home-based business? Well, number one, everyone's going to want those products. We've got videos that you can copy and paste, put up on Facebook, send to people. Once they see the videos explaining how those products work, they're just lining up from. I've never done a business it's quite so easy in terms of a product line. For $38.05, you can get involved in this business. All right, so you get your website, you're opening business in over 120 countries around the world, and you can start making an income. Okay, there's 6 different ways to make an income with Jeunesse. The first one is just as simple as wholesale retail. Okay, so we've got our $38.05. We've got our website, which is a multi-million-dollar website, by the way, that you get for $38.05. And now we have the ability to log into that website with a username and password, buy the product at wholesale, and then retail it. So you can do that through Party Plan, through stalls in malls, through shopping centers, through internet marketing, however you can think to retail the product, go and make your 40 to 60% markup. Pretty easy to do. The second way that Jeunesse will pay you is if people say, you know what, I wouldn't mind just trying some product out for myself to see what it's like as a customer. If I really like it, I might even do the business. Okay, but I want to try a little bit of that nutrition, a little bit of that skincare. I want to package it up. Jeunesse allow a once-off first-time purchase in a Best Buy package. Okay, so even cheaper than buying it at wholesale. You just get one opportunity to do that. So you might just dabble with a cheap basic pack. Okay, if someone comes through your unique website address, which is unique to you, and they buy a basic pack from your website, you will make $25. Okay, Supreme pack, you make $100, Jumbo $200, 1 year $200, and Ambassador pack $250. So that can add up very, very quickly in the beginning of your business. The reason I got involved in this business, if we remember, was to build this long-term residual income. Okay, and over the course of the last 4 years, I've enrolled about 120 people that have now turned into 70,000 people in 80 countries around the world. completely changed not only my income but my lifestyle for me and my family, which is what it was all about. Allowed me to move up here to Noosa because I refused to move up here and work for somebody or have a traditional business. I had to be earning a certain amount of income from home residually before I moved. So people say, man, you did it so quickly, you did it in 3 years. I say, no, no, no. This has been a 15-year journey for me. From the day that I consciously decided that I wasn't going to live paycheck to paycheck and have a mediocre life, that I was going to be an entrepreneur, which is not an easy journey. From that day I decided till now has been 15 years. So you do have to go on the journey of personal development mindset, and you have to find that right company at the right time with the right people. And I found that in Jeunesse, and I hope you do as well. So this simple way here is, I just love it because it's just so leveraged. Every time product is purchased on your left team and your right team, okay, you're just building two teams. It's so simple. There's just a little button in your back office that says left or right. You click on left or right, you hit save, then anyone that comes through your website goes onto that team, left or right. Every time products purchased there, you make a $35 team commission. That can happen up to 750 times per week without you. Okay, true residual income. 750 times $35 is $26,250 US per week in residual income. That's not a bad start to the business, but it gets better. The matching bonus adds to that. This part of the plan is completely unlimited. Think about this like a franchise fee. Okay, so we remember my example, I've enrolled 120 people personally. Okay, so that means 120 people are on my level 1. So I can earn 20% of everything that they make because they're on my level 1. So not making any income claims or saying that you're going to make $1 million a year. It's just that my maths is pretty average, and it makes it easy for me to make $1 million. So let's say you enrolled someone, and in 3 years' time they went and made $1 million. Now you would make 20% of that team commission, $200,000 per year off that one enrollment, okay, as a mathematic example. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen for the first person that you enroll, but it gives you an insight into what's possible, and I have seen that happen. But what gets really incredible is you got no limit to how many level 1s you can have, and then they're going to enroll somebody as well who's going to make an income. They become your level 2. You don't even know these people. It might be in a different country. It could be someone in Singapore. You've enrolled someone in Sydney on your level 1. They enrolled someone in Singapore on your level 2. You're now making 15% of their whole production in Singapore. Do the maths on that. If they go and make $1 million or 100 grand or 10 grand, then they enroll someone in Malaysia, that becomes your level 3. You make 10% on them, 5%, 5%, 5%, 5%, down 7 levels of generations. You can start to get the idea of the leverage and the sheer viral capacity that can bring you. Okay, people everywhere. And that's how my business, went from 120 to 70,000. And you can imagine, the income starts to add up with that. Number 5 is just a real simple way to give yourself a bonus. We want to encourage you to have a lot of customers. Okay, it's not all about the money, 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 money. The reason this business works so well is because the products are so great. Okay, so you're going to have customers just naturally come through, people that you know, and through social media. If you have 5 of those customers, that 20% that we spoke about that you earn now goes to 25%. And if you have 10 customers, it goes to 30%. Okay, again, just as a mathematical example on our first one, $1 million, you're just giving yourself a 200 grand pay rise to 300 grand. 100 grand a year pay rise just by having 10 customers. So you definitely want to make sure you have 10 customers minimum in your business for that extra bonus. Number 6 is really what the glue to the pay plan is, the diamond pool. So once you get to the diamond level, which I've been at now for the last 12 months, you'll share in a pool of money that the company puts aside just for diamonds. This is basically where you can probably, I would say, almost double your business income from emerald to diamond, just from the diamond pool alone. It's worth a 6-figure sum just as a bonus. And basically, depending on how big your personal business is growing every quarter, would depend on how many shares you get in that pool of money every quarter, which depends on the income that you get every quarter. But that is an incredible bonus, which I think is getting paid out to the Diamonds tomorrow. So happy days tomorrow. If I'm shouting anyone a drink or lunch tomorrow, it'll be on me. Guys, we've spoken about the global capacity of it. Again, a little bit like the skincare thing, I didn't put a big emphasis on this, which was a mistake, because I just thought, well, I don't know anyone overseas really. So as long as this is working in the usual places, US, Canada, Australia, I'll build it locally. So naive to think that, because within my first 10 enrollments, someone had already enrolled someone else interstate. And that person had already enrolled someone in America, who enrolled someone in Africa, who enrolled someone in Singapore, who enrolled someone in China. And it just kept on bouncing around the world like that. Now, if we're not open in a particular market, well, we can't send product there. We can't enroll someone there. We really take a hit on our income there. Okay, so if you're not open in at least 50 countries today in network marketing, you are a dinosaur company. Let alone 100, let alone 120. Again, we're the youngest and fastest company in the history of the industry to ever be open in 100 countries around the world. There's companies that are 3 times older than us, still open in 15 countries. I don't know what they're doing. You can build this business just from your smartphone. I'm sure you spend a lot of time on that, Facebook and all the different apps that we've got. There's an app called J Mobile. So go to your app store, download J Mobile. You can check your commissions. You can enroll people. You can text people the amazing videos. You can do all your marketing. You can check all your reports just from this incredible J Mobile app. We have a lot of support to help you build the business. So don't think about this as something you sign up to and try and work it out for yourself. Okay, franchises have great modules to help you. We go a step further than that. We have a plug-in system that you can just plug straight into and duplicate the success that we've had. You have multiple now 6 and 7 figure income earners for you to be mentored by, weekly webinars like this. So if you know how to copy and paste your friends on Facebook the link to this webinar every Monday night, get them to sit on this presentation. You might have 90%, 20%, whatever of them enroll. What have you done? You've just copied and pasted and sent it out. It took you 10 minutes. Now you're watching the Brownlow medal and having people enroll the next day. Very, very simple business model, because we've set up these systems. Weekly trainings, live events all around the country. You've got great customer service now, general manager and staff here in Australia with Rachel and Chris, who are just incredible. Lots of trainings. You have support whenever you need it. If you love to travel, you're going to love Jeunesse. This year we have a free trip that's open to anybody to travel through the Mediterranean, Morocco, Barcelona, Rome. Okay, cruising on an incredible big cruise ship for free. So find out from the person that invited you to this webinar how you can get on that cruise for free. We also have trips to Noosa Heads coming up in March next year for free. If you get to Emerald, you get a free trip to Hawaii. If you get to Diamond, you get a free trip to Paris. Lots of trips to be won in network marketing, but in particular with Jeunesse. We support an amazing charity called Free the Children. Google it. I think it's the best charity going around, where we don't just deal with a problem, we fix it. And so we adopt villages around Africa and China and all sorts of different places around the world where we find solutions to what the problem is. So if there's no schooling, okay, we're going to build a school, we're going to find teachers, we're going to have an ongoing education. If there's no clean water, we're not going to go and take water in there and feel great about ourselves, pat ourselves on the back. No, we're going to go dig a well, and we're not going to leave. We're going to adopt that village until it has sustainable, long-term clean water. Same with food, same with medicine, etc. Fantastic charity. The Diamonds, all of us gave $400,000 to Free the Children in Singapore last week. That was a great feeling to know that we raised that much money in a short period of time. We've already raised over $2 million for Free the Children already. So guys, that is my time up on the hour. It completely changed my life. I worked hard at this over the last 3 years to build up the residual income that I have now. but most importantly, it's given me the lifestyle that I've just always dreamed of. And it's incredible if you stick to the journey and you don't give up. All the things that they talk about at the seminars, on the audios, Tony Robbins, Richard Branson, all these guys, they talk about Think and Grow Rich. It's actually true. It's actually true that if you just stick to that course and you've found the right vehicle with the right mentors, it will happen for you. There was a time where I started to get frustrated because I'd done every personal development course on the planet, read every book, been to every seminar, had great mentors, and was still just getting by. And I thought to myself, maybe I'm just not meant to be you know, in that kind of lifestyle. Maybe money's not for me. Maybe I'm meant to just slog my guts out. But I persisted at it. I believed in the process. I believed in myself. And you know what it was? Once you've got that mindset and you've got that vision and that dream, you're willing to work for it, which I probably had for the last couple of years leading up to Jeunesse. I just hadn't found the right vehicle yet. And then in 2011, I did, and it changed everything. The products that people not only need, but they want, that's important. Global economy. I love helping other people. I mean, in the gym game, I could help people in a 10-kilometer radius with their health. Now I can help people in 130 countries around the world with their health and their finances. And I get far bigger kick out of seeing people strive financially more so than their health. I'm passionate about both, but I just love the stories of people firing their bosses, having dreams, realizing them, from basically bankruptcy to getting ahead in life, a single struggling mum or dad to being able to balance it all working from home. I mean, the stories that we've got are incredible, and it gives you a great feeling to know you've had a hand in helping those people with one-on-one mentoring and introducing them to such a great opportunity. For me, the network marketing industry is the best business model in the world and just keeps on growing with popularity. And Jeunesse, without hyping it up, you just look at the facts and figures, is the best opportunity in the industry today. So get back to the person that invited you to this webinar. I look forward to meeting you in person at our next events and personally helping you to achieve what I've done and better. Go forth, work hard, and study what you need to study, and it will start to happen for you very, very quickly. Remember, guys, you deserve it. You deserve to live life on your terms. Everybody does, and we can do that with Jeunesse. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.